Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and here we are again. This is a series on the little book, Let's Sell. I hope you're enjoying this. If you're following along, I'm actually finding this quite amusing. It's been a long time since I looked at this book, so I just thought about it the other day and thought, hey, I bet you guys would like this. I thought it was quite amusing when I bought it about 30 years ago. I thought there's some good principles in here, and they apply to anyone who's either selling a service or selling a product. So let's go on. We're going on to chapter 11 now. So this is chapter is called Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Now comes the hard part. You've seen what goes into a sales presentation. Now sit down and write yours out. This is a step many salesmen can't bring themselves to take. They dread the thought. Until you've written out your off-the-cuff sales talk and read it back, you will never realize how poor it can be. Until you see what you were doing, you don't appreciate how much room there is for improvement. And I'll just make a point about this one here right now. Way back in the beginning, I actually had I'd written out a sales presentation, as it were, that I would talk to people when I talked to people on the phone, how I would present what made Oxy-Dry different and better than other methods. And I wrote it out and wrote it out again. I wrote it out a dozen times. I had it all down pat. Eventually, I kind of went away from the actual saying it mechanically, as it were. And then when my wife started answering the phone, I had written it all out for her, and she did it word for word initially, but probably within a week or two, she started ad-libbing a little bit, and it got much more generic, or organic, I guess is the word. But I think that is a very good idea here, that you do have a very clearly written out sort of, what makes your business, your service better than the other guy, and write it out and then read it again and again and again, and hone it and perfect it, and say it with as few words as possible, and it really makes a difference. You don't have to stick with it, but at least you have something to fall back on. That's a really good idea, so I would agree with that. The first draft is the toughest, yep. From that point on, you have something to work with. First, get out your pencil and start cutting. Yes. Find the shortest, simplest way of saying things. Get to the point. Don't bore the prospect by trying to prove everything. If you prove the important points conclusively, he'll generally take the others on faith. Have proof ready, but don't bother to use it for less important points unless challenged. Go to work on your sentences. Knock them down to bite-sized mouthfuls, 10 or 15 words apiece at the most. Trade in your passive sentences for active ones. The active form is the shortest and most powerful. Make a note of these things. This is good stuff. Weed out dull words. Replace them with live words, words that make people feel things and see things. Hunt for words that really mean something to people. After you've given your sales talk a thorough overhaul, try it out on a friend. Get him to tell you what parts are unclear or uninteresting. Quiz him about your selling points. If some points didn't get across, find out how you fell down. Working, reworking, and polishing your sales presentation is a brain-fogging, painstaking job, but do it. The man with a prepared, tested sales talk will outsell his unprepared, off-the-cuff competitor every time. The work you do on your sales presentation will pay off in bigger sales every day of your selling life. When you perfected your sales talk, memorize it. Half memorized isn't good enough. Know it so well you can say it in your sleep. And after you've worked so hard to find the best way of presenting your sales talk, don't throw it away. Don't drop out sales points or demonstrations just because you got bored with them. Don't make changes on the spur of the moment. Think them over carefully. Be sure they are an improvement. Write your sales presentation the way the prospects like it and keep it that way. And that was chapter 11. I hope you're enjoying this.